Hello friends, welcome back to this series of geography, and we are discussing about the internal structure of the earth. So in the previous video we saw that how the scientist Suess, he told that from the outermost layer of the earth towards the core of the earth, how many layers are there of the different kind of metals. So Sial, Sima and Nife, nickel and iron. These were the different layers inside the earth, right? So these things were not just they were not just assumed that these are the things are there. There are certain findings behind that. There are certain experiments done by the scientists. Okay, so the most important experiment and the most accepted experiment based on which the internal structure of the earth has been taken that way has been done on the basis of the earthquake waves. Okay, so there are three kind of earthquake waves. Based on that, the scientists decided that what could be the internal structure of the earth. So before we discuss about the earthquakes, earthquake waves, let's understand about the earthquake and from where it originates and what are the different terms used when we are deciding the intensity of the earthquakes and what are the different waves that are measured when the earthquake comes. Okay, so there are three waves which are used. So one is P wave. This is the P wave, and P wave is a longitudinal wave. Right, so it's like your sound waves, just like the sound waves run like this. The particles of the medium are moving in the direction of the wave, along with the direction of the wave, right? If the wave is propagating in this direction, then these elements are here in this path, and all these elements, all these particles of the medium, they are vibrating in the same direction in which the wave is propagating. This is called the longitudinal wave. So P waves are the longitudinal waves, and these waves can travel in the solid. These waves can travel in the liquid as well. So both in the solid and liquid they can travel. Solid plus liquid, in both they can travel. Solid and liquid, right? So these are the P waves. Apart from that, there is one more kind of wave, that is called the S wave. This can only travel in solid. In the liquid medium, this wave will vanish. This will not be visible. This will not be experienced. Okay, so these are the S waves. So these waves are also created when the earthquake comes. Sorry, and these waves are not the longitudinal waves. In these kind of waves, in the S waves, these are something like this, right? So this is the propagation of wave. This is the direction of propagation of wave. The wave is propagating in this direction, but these are the particles of the medium which are vibrating in the perpendicular direction of the propagation of the waves. So these kind of waves are the S waves, and these waves can only travel in the solid. They cannot travel in the liquid. P can travel both in solid and liquid. S can travel only in the solid medium and nothing else. No else medium, none other medium it can travel, right? So these are the two waves which are main waves which were used to study the internal structure of the earth. Okay, so let me just quickly go to one more kind of wave, which is the L wave. But before that, let us see that how the earthquake originates, how the earthquake comes. So this is earth. This is the point where inside the earth some movement of the rocks, some movements of the internal rocks happened. Sial or Sima, wherever it could have happened, this happened, and from here a wave started propagating, and it reaches here on the earth, right? So this is the earth, this is the point from where the earthquake started. This is called the focus. This is called the focus, and the very first place on the surface of the earth where the tremors can be felt, this is called the epicenter. Right? This is focus, this is epicenter. From the epicenter on the surface of the earth, one more wave travels, and the speed of that wave is the minimum among all these waves. P waves have the highest velocity, then the S wave, and then this L wave. So these L waves travel with a very low speed, but these waves are the most disastrous, and these waves cause the most havoc when the earthquake comes. Okay, so these are the L waves. So when the earthquake comes, then on the seismograph, these waves, these L waves are measured, right? So on the seismograph, these waves are measured only, and based on that, the intensity of the earthquake is measured, and that is what is told to you, that this was the intensity of the earthquake, whether it's 7.8 on the Richter scale of 7, on the Richter scale it was 6, 5. So all these are measured for this wave, L wave. Okay, so now let us see that how the scientists decided that what are the different layers inside the earth and what could be the internal structure of the earth. Okay, so let me just rub it, and let me create one more picture here. So this is earth, right? This is earth, and now let's see, something happened at this place. The P waves, let me just draw the internal core as well. The P waves started here. These are the P waves, right? So these P waves started, and these P waves were traveling inside the core as well. This was the core of the earth, which is in the form of molten magma, or in the form of liquid, or you can say the semi-liquid state, right? So you know that every kind of medium, whether it's solid, liquid, or the gaseous, every medium has its own density. The highest density is of the solid medium, then comes the density of the liquid medium, and then at the end the rarest density is for the gaseous medium. Okay, so these are the P waves which I am showing you here. P, 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 right? So the P waves were, when the P waves originated from a point, when the earthquake comes, when the P waves originated from the point on the earth, then it's like P was coming here, P was coming here, P was coming here, but S, I am showing S somewhat like this. So S was able to just go through the solid medium, right? So this is S, this is S. So S was observed till the 120 degree, right? S waves were observed here, but S waves, this is the internal of the earth is molten. It's in the semi-liquid state. So the S wave could not travel here. So that is why nothing was observed here regarding the S waves. No S wave, no S wave, no S waves here. These S waves were just observed here, which were just on the side of the molten magma, on the semi-liquid core. Okay, so this is how it was proven that when the earthquake waves are traveling, the P waves and the S waves are traveling, then the P waves, they were reaching towards the end. And we know that the P waves can travel from solid medium, from the liquid medium as well. So it means that the P wave was started from here and reached till here. So if we only see the P wave, then we cannot find out what was the internal of the earth, what was at the core. Was it semi-liquid, or was it liquid, or what was it, right? Because just the P wave, if we just use the P wave, then what will happen, since the density is higher here, so speed will be different here. then the p waves comes here. Speed will change because the density changes, because it's in the semi-liquid state, and at the end again the speed will increase. Okay, so when the speed will increase, it will reach to the end, and when it will reach to the end, it will reach at the same speed at which speed it started from here. So we can just find out that yes, there is certain difference in the density inside the earth, but we cannot predict that what is at the core. Is it a semi-liquid state, or it's a solid state, or what it is, right? But when P and S, both waves were traveling inside the earth, then what happened? S waves were vanished in between. So which means that there is some portion of the earth inside the core which is in the form of the liquid, right? So this was how the scientists decided that the core of the earth is in molten state, it's in semi-liquid state, and the top of the earth is having some other density, and that is the solid state, right? And that is made of silicon, right, and all those things, and the core is made of what? It is made of nickel and iron, right? And that nickel and iron is at the is in the molten state, right? So this was all about the P waves and S waves and how they decided. So it is very it's not this small. This topic is not this small. This topic has many things to cover. So that we will discuss in the chapter of earthquakes. When we will discuss about the earthquakes, then we will discuss about that. But as of now, to understand that how the scientists find out, how those guys who study the geography, how they found out, how they decided that yes, internal of the earth is in molten state or in the liquid state. So this is just to make your understanding. There are a lot many things to understand in this. These are not the only P and S waves. There are difference among the waves, and there are PG waves, SG waves. So those kind of waves are also there whose speed varies, right? So this was all about the on the basis of the earthquakes, that how it was decided that inside of the earth is what is the internal structure of the earth is. Okay, so in the next video you will see more about the internal structure of the earth. So till then, have a nice day and bye bye.